My name is Chris Cate with Satilla River Outdoors in Douglas, Georgia. Today I'm going to bring you a bow review on the 2014 Obsession Evolution. This is Obsession's newest offering for their 2014 lineup. They're going to have two other bows as well, along with the Addiction that will be unchanged. But this is my personal bow. It's what I'm going to be shooting this year to hunt with. It's a 32-inch axle-to-axle, 6-inch brace height with up to a 353 IBO speed rating on the bow. You'll notice that they've done a lot of different things aesthetically, which also help with the actual shooting of the bow. You'll notice that this riser is completely different from anything they've ever done, and it really is going to push them apart from the Strother, the Expedition Archery, Stevens, and the previous Elite bows. Dennis really wanted to, move away from that design and have Obsession have something that was really just their own. I think they've done a wonderful job at that. Not only does it look cool, the riser coming out in these wide parts and on the pockets helps negate a lot of the vibration that you would normally feel in the bow, so it makes it where it's extremely dead at the shot. Another new feature they have for this year is they have made these new limb pockets, which you can see OB's inscribed in there, but just really sleek looking pockets, really flush with the bow, and they just look great. Another cool feature they've added for this year is having a fully machined cable rod. What this is going to do is help reduce any center shot issues some of the bows might have had in the past. I know there were complaints about shims, having to get them right on these 2-track cams, since you can't twist a yoke to get them where they'll move the center shot over. And I know that was an issue for a lot of people, and part of the reason for that was that the bent cable rods that they had on there last year, some might be bent 10 degrees, where other might be 8 or 7, or and I'm just throwing those numbers out there. I don't know that to be a fact, but I do know that there was no real tolerance as far as getting them all where they're bent the same. So you might have one bow that tunes right down the middle, 3/4, 7/8 of an inch, and then you might have some bows just wanting to push it way left to the outside. Well, this is going to help a lot with that problem. Another thing they've done this year is they went to a wider limb. This is going to help make a more stable shot. It's also going to help with cam lean, which we all know is the nature of the beast for a binary cam system. Another nice thing they did this year is they came out with a new cam. This is called the Evolution cam, which is about a 1/2 inch bigger in overall diameter than the Lethal 2 cam, which is on the Nightmare, the Sniper LT, and the Lethal Force 2. So, combining the new riser, wider limbs, new cams, new cable rod, they've really done a lot of stuff to this year's bow. And, you got to see that they're not just taking what they had last year and just, changing the name, making it an inch shorter, or doing whatever, and just throwing it back out there and saying, hey, here's a new bow lineup. So you've got to really appreciate that. I know I do as a dealer. It makes it a lot easier for me to sell it to my customers if it's something new and they think it's cool. And the bow flat out shoots. There's no doubt about that. And the few 5 or 6 times I've shot it this evening already. But that's really it. They've got the same graphics as they did last year with the riser coin and the logo. They've, as you can see, it says Evolution on there. And this bow does not have any limb graphics on it, just solely because they ran out of them at Obsession. I'm leaving to go to Texas next week deer hunting, so I really needed to get the bow in so I could go ahead and start shooting it. And I just told Dennis, whenever we're not but probably 2 hours down the road from them, and I could go up there from time to time, I'll just take the bow with me and they can slap some limb graphics on it and, be ready to go. But I'm just going to shoot the bow a few times. We're going to shoot it through the chronograph. I've got 2 different weight airs we're going to shoot through there. And just really want to, I kind of give you my feedback, what I think of the bow as far as shooting it and everything else. It's just an opinion. I suggest everybody get out and shoot, all the bows you can. I mean, we carry a lot of different brands, and what I may like, you may not, and what you may like, I may not. But, every bow company makes great bows. You just need to get out there and find what you like. But that's enough of the talking. We'll get back here. We're going to shoot it some and let you see what this thing's got. I'm going to shoot the bow from a few different angles in here and kind of let y'all see the bow working and let you listen to it. It's going to be a little louder in here than it would be outside, just purely because of the fact it's a shooting lane. It's only got 8-foot ceilings in it. So it's going to echo a little bit, but hopefully later on in the week, once I get it set up and kind of sight it in and have some more time behind it, I'll do a kind of mini review outside and let you hear it outside as well. But just kind of shoot some, give you my take on it, and just let you check it out. The bow's really smooth drawing it back, which is one thing I noticed when I shot Dennis' prototype bow. I shot a 65-pound bow last year and decided to go with a 70 this year after shooting his bow. And as you can see, I'm just kind of hanging out. These bows are known for having a great back wall and a ton of let off. They don't really, they won't really creep on you unless you kind of push it forward. But go ahead and fire one for you. But this is what these bows are known for: is having a great back wall, great big valley, and to me, in a hunting bow, that's what I want. I want something, if a deer comes out, he's at 25 yards and he's mingling in between, trees. I want to be able to something I can draw it back and I can hold it for a minute, 2 minutes if I need to, waiting on that butt to clear where I can get a good shot. So these bows are exceptional for hunting. This bow is really smooth. It does not shoot like a 70-pound bow in my opinion, and it definitely does not shoot like a 70-pound bow that's got up to a 353 IBO speed rating. So, as far as that goes, it's really impressive. The bow at the shot is extremely dead in the hand, maybe even more so than the Nightmare was last year. I can't tell really how quiet it is shooting in here. It seems pretty quiet as well. I definitely wouldn't think it'd be any louder than the Nightmare. If anything, it might be a touch quieter. But, I think it's an overall home run for Obsession this year. It draws great. It's extremely easy to hold back. It's got a ton of valley and let off with it. I think this is just overall a step up for Obsession this year. And I really suggest y'all get out and shoot them. But just a very, very impressive, solid bow. If they keep coming out with bows like this each year, they'll be giving the Big Four a run for their money before we know it. I feel like the transition from the valley to the back wall is a lot smoother on this bow. It doesn't really dump as hard, which is a really nice thing. It's going to be a lot easier. You don't have to worry about an arrow bouncing off a rest or anything like that. And it's just a really nice feeling. As far, when you draw it back, having that huge valley. I know the bows last year had where you really had to feel like you almost pushed the bow to get it to let down. I hadn't actually drawn this bow back to let it down yet, but I'm going to do that now. It doesn't really feel like you have to push it like last year's bow, which is probably why it feels a lot smoother, transitioning to the valley, which I like. I mean, I like it feeling locked up, but I don't want to have to sit there and feel like it's about to derail, like the string's getting slack when you let it down either. So that's my opinion shooting it. I'm going to shoot it from a few more angles and just let you get some, see it a little more. But other than that, I mean, I think it's a definite home run for Obsession this year. I really hope you'll go find your local Obsession dealer and, see if they've got one in stock. If they do, definitely go shoot it. And, Dennis and Angela, I can't say enough great things about them as far as customer service. They go above and beyond to help us as dealers, and therefore that transfers into customers as well. So, great company, great people running it. They're only going to get bigger, they're only going to get better. Just, go give the bows a shot for yourself, and I promise you won't be disappointed. We'll see you Wednesday.